Seemed to have disappeared fairly quickly, so I'm pleased to see that happen and managed to get a group photo in and everything else. We are very pleased in this portion of the program to let you hear a bit more directly from the graduates. It's always the best part of this reception. So it is my great pleasure to introduce to you the individual from the cohort who was asked to speak on behalf of the experience of the cohort. So I invite you, Brandon, please to come in.
Thank you.
Brandon Wiley on the reflections on our 3-year journey.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my esteemed colleagues and fellow doctors. I'm Brandon Wiley. I'm from Buffalo. I live in New York. I work for Asia. I study in Philadelphia. And I travel to Las Vegas. Okay, spoiler alert, I'm not actually Brandon Wiley. I'm Adam Bronstein. But for 3 years, everybody thought I was Brandon and he was me. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the real Brandon Wiley. Would he please stand up? He's my body double. Thank you very much. This is a great opportunity. It's really, I have to be honest in saying that I've spoken in front of many groups before, but this is the most nervous I've ever been. I think this is the most educated group I've ever seen, and the most in debt. So, good luck with that. I have to say that when I found out that I was selected by the cohort to speak, a whole bunch of emotions went through me. One in particular, it's hard to say, pissed, actually. Because I thought I was done with this program and all of you. But I got over it, and so I thought instead of just winging it today, I actually would prepare something for a change. So I did some research. I looked at some of the best graduation speeches, people like Steve Jobs and Oprah Winfrey, even President Obama. I hope that today I'll be able to inspire you to do more. For the record, you're not getting any of that. So instead, I decided to actually write some things down, because usually when I speak in front of groups, I can pretty much just do it and I don't have to have notes. But I thought this was so special that I would write some things down. So I went to the one place in the Graduate School of Education where I've done some of my best and deepest thinking. And I just wrote down a few notes. The thinking deeply part was true, though, actually. So they say that there are moments in our lives that define us. Births, deaths, jobs, homes, when we purchase our first home. And so I think what's interesting is all of us in this program have truly lived a lifetime in 3 years. So I'd actually like the graduates to indulge me, if you will. If I describe something to describe something you dealt with in the last 3 years, I'd like you to please stand up and stay standing. So if you got a new job during this program, would you please stand up? I myself am standing. If you had a baby, or your significant other had a baby, however, would you please stand up? If you lost a loved one in the last 3 years, would you stand up? If you had a significant life experience that even we don't know about yet, would you please stand up? Well, what the hell were the rest of you doing? Okay, sit down. I thought they would go a little better, but... So, for those that stood and those who didn't, what does that say about your ambition, your tenacity, your commitment to hard work? I think the fortitude that this program requires for us, as was said earlier, is really amazing that we're able to accomplish what we did. So today, when I was trying to think about what to say to you, I thought it wouldn't be appropriate for me to try to rehash every single thing that we did for 3 years, because the truth is, most of you don't care. Most of you weren't in the room with us. Instead, you were back home dealing with your families, raising them, tending to the things that needed to be done when your loved one was with us. You experienced the program in a very different way than we did. But if you will indulge me a little bit, I would like to just share a couple things that I will miss in the program, and I hope that some of my colleagues will agree. But today, as much as it is about the Graduates Day, it's really not. It's really about everyone else sitting in this room. Because for all of us to be successful today, it took a team effort. It took every single one of you in this room to support us, to love us, to coax us, to complain to us in your way to help prepare us to this point. So we learned a lot of very interesting things in this program. We learned new languages. We learned about words like lumpers. We used phrases like seductive reasoning, microaggressions. We even learned about the history of sex education in this country. I don't think it was on the syllabus, though. It just came up. But there's some things that I'm going to really miss about being here once a month for a weekend. I'm going to miss every Friday coming into the room, whether it was this room in the middle. We were in this center room for 2 years, and then we were in that little fire room the last. But that first 10, 15 minutes every month of just being able to catch up and to learn about what everyone had been working on and doing at their lives, that was like the special time just to hear about what was going on. And almost always there was someone that had something new and exciting to share. And I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss getting the new bulk packs on our iPads. I'll say that again. Our bulk packs on our iPads. Oh, we didn't get iPads. So you have some nice new Macs out there too now. Great. I think we all own some of that. Just so you know. I'm going to miss getting these 3 square meals a day, just like you all just. I think this is as close to minimum security prison as we probably will come to. We have really good food, and my waistline will prove that. And of course, I'll miss all of my classmates, and so I want to thank you all for choosing me to speak. And so I'd actually like to single some of you out. Orlando, you're sitting right in front of me. Perhaps I'll start with you. So I will miss trying to convince all the professors that Orlando's name was actually Oliver, or Bubbles, or O-Town, or all these other names that we came up with. So thank you for being a good sport and letting us do that. I'll miss not ever being able to get a word in edgewise because Leah was always talking in class, raising her hand, dominating discussions. Thank you for letting me speak now, Leah. Where's Brandon Cooley? Where's Brandon?
In the corner.
Brandon, the hopeless romantic. I will miss the fact that you are still looking for a wife. I will repeat that for any single ladies. Yeah, that's it. Tanya, where's Tanya? I'm going to miss, actually I'm not going to miss this because we're going to probably keep doing this, but I miss my late night chats with Tanya on Facebook where we typically use the terms WTF, OMFG, and what the bleep when discussing assignments and certain things. Where is Jan and Susan? Now, some of you may not know this, but Jan and Susan every month would keep track of our assignments, and they would collate what our assignments were, and they would email it to us. I would like to hire you for my life. Just collate everything I got to do, send me a monthly email, and I will also miss Susan talking with her hands. Yes, I miss that. Where's Penny? So Penny, I will miss an impression that Penny will do occasionally about a certain professor who carefully placed our written assignments in his satchel with care to make sure that he could get it home safely, to read them, to grade them, to give us feedback in a timely fashion. Have you gotten it back yet? But I also want to notice her fashion sense.
Oh, yes.
And when I saw Team Penny today, now I know why. Where's Nina? Nina. So I will always have Nina pictured in my head with an earbud in her ear, talking to someone. Because single-handedly, what Nina was able to do with her courage and tenacity was to fight the state of Georgia and anyone else who would get in the way of her trying to run the school that she's running in her charter network. So that earbud was for a purpose. So thank you for that. Adam. Well, you've already met Adam, so I won't mention anything about getting in trouble with a professor for being on his computer. Or, by the way, he was on GChat and he was talking to me. Full disclosure. Anne, where is Anne? I voted for Anne to give this speech today. I tried. So the reason I voted for Ann is because of her ability to tactfully tell our professors that they were full of shit. And in one case in particular, her ability to tell one of the professors that his research was really flawed. And you know what? She was right. Barb, where's Barb? Barb. So Barb, Barb is an assistant superintendent, and I think about our cohort in very good ways, like everyone's great, but if I were to ever work for someone in this cohort, I would want to work for Barb. Because not only is she extremely kind, she totally gets it. But I have to tell you that every once in a while when I would talk to her about what she was dealing with in the district, it convinced me I never want to go back into a district. Unless it's for you. Where's Adrian? So Adrian had a unique opportunity this year where he was able to go back to the high school that he attended to be the principal of that high school. And so not many people know this, but he and I had a conversation over not so many far blocks away. And so I'll always remember that conversation with you and the fact that whatever school you're the leader of, it will be the best school that this country has seen. Where's Larry? Larry, I'm still waiting for you to fix Austin. I'm still waiting. So Larry is the gentle giant. And if you ever heard Larry speak, you listen to Larry. Larry, what branch did you serve in? The Marine Corps. I'm not saying anything else. That's it. And then there's two more people that I want to just mention really quickly, and I appreciate you indulging me for this. But where is Joe? So Joe has a unique place because he was my roommate for 3 years here. Now, I could give a whole speech on that alone, but I won't. Although your wife did pay me to say something at your expense. But I will say this about Joe. I will not miss Joe having your 3 or 4 alarms go off in the morning. Just get up. And I have to finish with Carol. Now, Carol, I don't know what this says for our group. We're the only 2 here of our group, so I blame you. Anyhow, no, actually I don't. Carol was my rock during this program. Because if there was ever a time that I had a question about an assignment, she would let me copy off of her. So thank you, Carol, for getting me through the program. So I'm going to finish with two thoughts here. I'm a big believer that in life, I think of life as a puzzle, and that as we go through life, we're collecting pieces to that puzzle. So every single one of you sitting in this room is a piece of your loved one's puzzle. Some of you played a bigger role, some of you a smaller role, but you played a role. And if you weren't here, the puzzle would be incomplete. So I don't want to underestimate the role that all of you in this room played in our success, the fun that we had, the hard work that we had, the sacrifices that you as families have made. And I just want to thank you on behalf of all the graduates for everything that you've done. And I would like to finish with a toast, actually. So if you have something nearby that you can toast, and maybe you can hand me my glass there. Hand me that. That's good. And my colleagues have already heard this one before, so I'm sorry, but I'm out of original stuff. So I hope that we'll all go forth from here today, and they will do 3 very important things. And we learned these things, I believe, in this program. That to be successful, it's important that you drink, steal, and lie. It's important. Yes. It's important that you drink from the fountain of friendship. Remember that those around you, especially the people in this room, are the shoulders that you lean upon in times of need. I hope that you will all steal a little bit of time every day to give to others, to be a role model, to be a leader and mentor in someone else's life. And as you lie in bed every night, I hope you will remember that there's someone out there who needs you and that it's our responsibility to make a difference in this world. God bless you and thank you. Cheers. Because I think everyone's going to get a chance, and I just don't want to come up again. I really want to thank my family who are here today, my grandparents, Jack and Ann, my mom, Lynn and Fred, my brother and his wife. Just like all of you, we have these people who are behind us silently supporting us. I don't get to see them. In fact, I've seen so many of you, many clock hours, and I've seen them. So thank you for sharing me with them, and thank you for supporting me when I'm not with them. So thank you.